Ողջույններս սիրելի ժողովուրդ, which in Armenian means my greetings to you, dear crowd. In tonight's video segment, I would like to share with you some religious phrases for a change. I was thinking today how religion is a big part of the Armenian identity. As you know or may not know, the Armenian nation was the first nation to adopt Christianity as a state religion in the world. This was in 301 AD, and so that's a very Armenians are very proud of that fact, and they're very proud of being Christian, at least a lot of them. And so because of that, religious phrases are quite common in daily speaking. So the first phrase that I'd like to share is the phrase for God willing. Okay, many languages have this phrase, and Armenians have one as well. And the phrase is Astvats uze. Astvats uze. So Astvats means God, and uze means wants it, I suppose. So when you say Astvats uze, that means if God wants it. Okay, so and this it's essentially any situation where you can replace it with the phrase God willing, like someone tells you I'm going to Japan next week. They can say I'm going to go to Japan next week. Astvats uze, God willing, I'll go to Japan next week. Random example. Another phrase, or not a phrase, but I suppose it's more of a description of someone who is very religious. So in English, maybe you would say this person is a devout Christian. They're a hardcore Christian. Okay. In Armenian, there is actually quite an interesting adjective. It's a single word adjective, which is Astvadzavach. Astvadzavach. That's all one word. And it essentially translates to God-fearing. I suppose that's, we've maybe heard that before in English, he fears God. But the description of, being a devout Christian in our English, if you wanted to kind of translate that to Armenian, you would describe them by saying they are God-fearing. And the word for God-fearing is Astvadzavach. Let's see. Other phrases that use the word God. If there is something very precious, specifically they use this phrase when it comes to a child. Okay, for example, let's say you meet a family for the first time, and they have a 1-year-old boy or girl, doesn't matter. A common saying is when the person who is meeting the child for the first time, when they meet the child, they would tell the parents Astvats bahe, which means may God keep him or her. So Astvats bahe means may God keep him or her, and is basically a kind of like a wish, a blessing that you're giving to the precious human. It's normally said about children. You don't normally say Astvats bahe to like a piece of jewelry or something. I think specifically for kids. Let's just put it there at that. But that's another one that comes to mind. Anyway, those are the three that come to mind right now. If I think of others, I will add them. But I hope you guys find these three phrases interesting, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.